Carivaria ingratiates initially with a sparkling sextuplicity, perennial in Proteanism, the Players' Theatre!
Fly away and the world seems gay when I'm walking home with Angeline.
Oh, when I always walk with Billy, for Billy knows just where to walk. And when I talk, I always talk with Billy, for Billy knows just how to talk. And when I dine, I always dine with Billy. He takes me out and pays the bill. And when I sleep, yes, when I sleep, I always dream of Bill.
Sweet Rosie O'Grady, my beautiful rose, she's my little lady that everyone knows. And when we are married, how happy we'll be, 'cause I love sweet Rosie O'Grady, and Rosie O'Grady loves me. She's the only girl that I have ever met to set my poor heart in a whirl, but with her blue and smiling Irish eyes, she sure can steal your heart away. She's the only girl that I have ever met that I can promise never ever to forget, for she beguiles with sweet and tender smiles by night and by day. Cozy little Rosie is a rosy posy, sweet and fresh as morning dew, and you can rest assured she is the prettiest girl you'll ever hope to see. So let it be disclosed that I have just proposed and been accepted by my darling little Rose. Rosie O'Grady loves me. Why do the boys love their girls, and why do the girls love boys? Why do they scold and bring shady lanes, sharing each other's joys? Ever since evening, moral and green, together they're always found. No matter the weather, you'll find them together just as long as the world goes round. Just as long as the world goes round.
Infectiously, not quite the same as contagious, refreshing in a dashing distillation of digital and metatarsal eurythmic spontaneity. Twin tap dancing. Mr. Bill Drysdale and Miss Christine Cartwright. magisterial manifestations of verisimilitudinous ventral vocalization, voice throwing. Welcome back to Mr. John Bouchier!
Well, thank you very much indeed, Mr. Chapman, for that very nice introduction. Nice introduction? You didn't understand a word of it. As a matter of fact, I did. Well, I didn't. Oh, well, that's because you're not very well educated, and without a good education, you'll never be able to work. I was working all last summer. I was a lifeguard on the beach all the summer. Oh, saving the girls. Saving the girls? What for? The winter. What's that thing there? Oh, well, that's got nothing whatever to do with you, but as you've mentioned it, I'd like to show the ladies and gentlemen. So I'd like you to sit down and be a good boy. Sit over here. That's the idea. Just sit down like that. All right? And I'll show the ladies and gentlemen. In fact, you can turn your head round there like that. Little girl came up to me. She said, would you do me a favour? I said, certainly. She said, could you mend my dolly for me? So I said, yes, if you've got the part. So she gave me the body. I said, is there any more to it? She said, no. I thought, well, it needs a head. So I got a sort of a tennis ball, and I cut it in half, painted it up so it looked like a face, and placed it on the back of my hand like this with a piece of elastic. Excuse me. Throat needs clearing. Needs cutting. It wasn't very polite. No, that it was sincere. I said, how's that? She said, that's fine. There's only one thing wrong with it. There are no lips on it. So I borrowed a stick of lipstick and I painted some lips on it, rather like this. It's your own lipstick. I said, what do you call this little fella? She said, Andy. So that's what we're going to call him. There he is, there's Andy. Hello, Andy.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good, I'm very pleased to hear that. Tell me, do you go to school?
Go to 2 schools.
Oh, 2 schools.
Weekday school
Yeah.
and Sunday school.
Oh. Which school do you like best?
Sunday school.
Why is that?
Only go once a week.
Yeah. Can you sing?
I can do the scales.
All right, do the scales for me.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Well, it's not bad, but you must learn to hold a note. Could you hold a note?
Certainly.
How long for?
Long as you can.
As long as I can. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll have a little practice, a little rehearsal. See if we can hold a note for everybody here.
Now?
Yes, now.
Okay. Okay.
That's fine. Oh, that's lovely. Now then, for being such a good little boy, would you like a little piece of chocolate?
I like a big piece of chocolate.
Really guts. You can't have a lot of chocolate because you'll be ill, but here's a little piece of chocolate. When it's gone, will you let me know because it's past your bedtime? There we are. That's the idea. Don't bite my finger. That's it. Has he gone yet?
Not yet.
That's it. Hurry up and take your time. School tomorrow. You'll get no pocket money. Now,
Yes, thank you.
show me your tongue. Oh, yes, so it has. Thank you. Ah, this is lovely. This is my Aunt Ada. Say hello.
Hello, dears.
That's right.
Is it nice to see so many gentlemen in uniform?
Yes, it is nice, isn't it?
Oh, he's rather gorgeous, isn't he?
Do you mean the chairman?
Yes, dear.
Oh, you like him, do you? Leonard Sachs.
Does he, dear?
No, that's his name, but tell me, I expect you're thinking about your summer holidays, aren't you?
Yes, dear.
Now tell me, where did you go last year?
I went on a world cruise last year.
Did you?
Yes. I think I'll go somewhere else this year.
Yeah. And when you were on your world cruise, did you visit Greece?
Oh, yes, dear.
Uh-huh. And when you were in Greece, did you have the shish kebabs?
All the time I was there. Well, I can't sit here all night. I'm going up to the Circle Bar for a little drink.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
But you won't drink too much whilst you're up there, will you?
Oh, no, dear. I always know when I've had enough.
How's that?
I fall flat on my face.
Well, now, listen, I think I better accompany you to the bar, so will you say good night, Auntie?
Good night, Auntie.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
From Australia, a desirable debutante, dichotomous in looking two ways. In a dilemma, presuming your participatory reciprocity. Miss B. Aston!
Sweet Susie Simpson had such lovely hair, it reached down to her waist. Till friends sweetly told her that around Mayfair having hair was thought bad taste. Bobbed or shingled it must be, dear, said they, if you wish to wed. Till in blank despair, in that fatal chair, at the hairdresser's shop she said, shall I have it bobbed or shingled? Shall I have it shingled or bobbed? Sister Sissy says, oh, have it shorn short, Sue. Shingled, shorn and shaven like the swell set do. Shall I have it shingled shorter? Said Susie as she sighed and sobbed. Sister Sissy said she'd sooner see it short and shingled, but both my brothers Bert and Bobby say it's better bobbed. Inside a butcher shop at Golders Green, just after closing time, a cat caught its tail in the sausage machine and was cut off in her prime. She walked out with her tail ripped off and swang to the cats with pride. Then the Tats and Toms put their twos and froms in the sausage machine and cried, "Yow! Shall I have it bobbed or shingled? Shall I have it shingled or bobbed?" Sister Sissy says, oh, have it shorn short, Sue. Shingled, shorn and shaven like the swell set do. Shall I have it shingled shorter? Said Susie as she sighed and sobbed. Sister Sissy said she'd sooner see it short and shingled, but both my brothers Bert and Bobby say it's better bobbed. Third verse coming up, then it's your turn. Lady Godiva on a snow-white mare once rode through Coventry, and all she was wearing was her lovely hair, though it reached down to her knee. Peeping Tom at his window pane exclaimed when he saw the sight, "Ah, your hair's all wrong, 'cause it's much too long." And Godiva replied, "You're right." She said, here we go, shall I have it bobbed? Shall I have it shingled or bobbed? Shall I have it shingled or bobbed? Sister Sissy says, oh, have it short, shingled, short and shaven, shingled, short and shaven like the swell. Shall I have it shingled shorter? Shall I have it shingled short? Said Susie as she sighed and sobbed. Sister Sissy says she shouldn't see it short and shingled, but oh, that was very good. In fact, it was so good, I think we can try it again a bit quicker this time. Are you ready? Here we go. Shall I have it bobbed or shall I have it shingled or bobbed? Shall I have it shingled or bobbed?
From France. Don't get excited now. Galvanically Gallic panache precipitates a proliferative prodigality of perilous pedal propulsion. Foot juggling. Monsieur Leo Bassi!
Eh bien, merci, mesdames et messieurs. Thank you very, very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I would like to attempt, for the first time in Great Britain, an extraordinary feat with my feet. I would like to try and juggle this piano here, a genuine Stradivarius. You can admire the woodwork. So, to prove that I am an honest person, and that I'm very sincere, and there are no tricks, may I have a gentleman from the audience, which my charming partner, Armel, is going to fetch. So could I have a gentleman, please? A gentleman anywhere? A volunteer? Thank you very, very much. Armel, no funny business, Armel, hein? No funny business, Armel, s'il vous plaît, monsieur. Alors, s'il vous plaît, monsieur, quel est votre nom? Do you speak? He speaks French?
Oh, yeah.
Tom. My name is Leo. Is Armel, is he? So, Mr. Tom, could you come over here? Mr. In England, it's not Mr. Tom in England. Could you tell the ladies and gentlemen whether you think this is heavy?
Very.
I'll give you a $5 later on, thank you. But I am French, this is true. Now, Mr. Tom, yes, Tom, do you like working?
Not very much.
Il n'aime pas trop. He doesn't like working.
It's too bad for you.
It's too bad, it's terrible. Because tonight you must work. Vous allez travailler un tout petit peu. Could you put this piano onto my feet?
Easy.
It's more easy for you, difficult for me. Now, bring the piano forward. 1 moment of silence because there might be some dead people here. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Beethoven will play now concerto for feet and piano. Is that right?
That is right.
That is right. Now, thank you very much. Go on, Tom. Oh, thank you, Tom. Thank you very much.
jubilant gemination of jauntily coordinate chorebantics. Simultaneous steps. Mr. Bill Drysdale and Miss Christine Cartwright. Seductively inveigling our inveterate voluptuaries, there's licentious soldiery, in illimitable libidinousness, desire. Miss B. Aston!
Since I was a child of 3, if someone would cuddle me, I'd cry for more, 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 'cause I'm a glutton for love. I thought kissing was so nice, no one had to ask me twice. I'd cry for more, 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 'cause I'm a glutton for love. And though I'm now grown up, I'll own up, I haven't changed a bit. If you're affectionate, you can bet with me you make a hit. Wish I knew a super chic, one whose kiss would last a week. I'd cry for more. Oh, I'm a glutton for love. Now, I don't know my pedigree, but someone in my family wished an awful habit on poor me. Let me tell you, was born a kissing bug, with arms that always want a hug. Petting seems to be my specialty. Love's my weakness, I'll admit. Seems there is no cure for it. Hit it, maestro. When I'm with my Romeo, never do I tell him no. I just cry more, 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 more. 'Cause I'm a glutton for love. In a car, I've got the knack. I'm a gal who don't walk back. I just cry more, 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 more. I'm a glutton for love. And every place I go, seems they know I'm one who loves to mush. The moment I arrive, sakes alive, it's like a subway rush. Ooh, I could squeeze from now until since I'll never get my fill. I cry for more, 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 more. 'Cause I'm a glutton for
Frenetic in a fusillade of frivolous ephemera, the one and only Mr. Ken Dodd!
Chuck it! Have we chucked it? Oh, would you mind telling the Blubberhouse's Temperance Orchestra to jack it up? Ladies and gentlemen, my Lord Mayor, Lady Mayoress, Alderman Tickle, Chairman of the Ways and Means Committee, President of the Sewage... Righto. Gladys from the chip shop. Aye! First of all, folks, I'd like to say, aye, aye! Ah, don't be so skinny with it. Aye! Stop being skinny with it, girls. You're not skinny with it, are you, missus? No, you don't look as though you'd be. I'd like to say, how full of plumptiousness. How... Oh, yes, they can't touch you for it. Not if you wash your hands and cut your nails. Are you ready for it? Yes! Do you want it? Yes! Shall I give it to you? Yes! Well, where is it? I've lost it. Right, I'll soon find out what it is. Listen, I'm not Mrs. You see, Mrs. Thank you. This is it. Right. Geronimo! By Jove, I needed that. This is it, missus, me knockers up pole. Oh, is it? I'll be round your street, love. Knock. If I can get this through your letterbox, I'll have you on that early bus. Oh, do you know? Do you know that's the way I feel tonight, love? Oh, I do. I feel full of it. Do I look full of it? Yes. What an exhilarating day, gentlemen, for surprising your missus. It's nature's way. Fill her tights up with King Edward potatoes. Say, be thankful for small Murphys. You've got to be good. Try ramming... Oh, no, we can't do that.
Yes, go on!
Do you think you should? Yes. Go on! Encourage me. Go on! Coax me. Go on! Make me do it. Make me do it. Go on! I will. Ramming a cucumber through the vicar's letterbox and saying, look out, the Martians are coming. Here in this beautiful shoebox, theatre, ladies and gentlemen, yeah. By Jove, isn't it, though? Isn't it a beautiful theatre, love? Notice how all the walls are done in rococo by a well-known chocolate firm? Notice how
cunningly, notice how cunningly they've made the floor here, so it just reaches your feet. This is a feature. The ceiling here is an exact replica of the Sistine Chapel, done in distemper. That's beautiful. There's a story attached to this theatre. Yes, it's on a wall in the gents. It's a good one. I'd like to say that, but you see, what? You see what we're trying to do? Drive your crackers. No, what we're trying to do, Mrs. Woman, is we're trying to get your chuckle muscles working, love. Get your chuckle muscles working. That's here in the middle of your diagram. So could we have a trial laugh? You see, it's very unusual for the artist to audition the audience, but there you are, I might start a trial. Could we, a trial ha-ha? After 3, trial ha-ha. 1, 2, 3. I thought, I wonder will anybody laugh tonight? Because some people never laugh, you know. Some people have no. Some people come to see my show. They said they've been to a play. East Lynn. He was on here last week, you know, East Lynn. Yes, I offered myself for the part of Little Willie, but Mr. Coleman said no. He couldn't book me for a very obvious reason. This, well, we can't go. Yeah, we were all here at East Lynn, and the Queen was here, Queen Victoria. She's the Queen, she spoke to me. She said, I thought you'd emigrated. What is a laugh? What is a laugh? A laugh is a noise that comes out of a hole in your face. Anywhere else, you're in dead trouble. This is not why, you may say. Professor Sir Bernard Herman, Sir Bernard, have you any laughter ha-ha music?
Yes, we have.
Could we have a little bit, please? Thank you. Ha-ha, ha-ha, lovely. Come on, girls. Here we go. Ha-ha, ha-ha, hee-hee. Mrs., are you laughing at something I've said or something he's done? I can't take credit for another lad's work. People laugh at all sorts of screwy things, like politicians and policemen. Oh, I know a fat old policeman, he's always down our street. He's such a jolly red-faced man, it really is a treat. He's too kind for a policeman, he's never known to frown. Everybody says he is the happiest man in town. Oh, ho, 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 ho. I've let the new year in. Right, now it's your turn. 1, 2, 3, go! All together. 4. We're better to celebrate laughter and music hall than here in the north. The north, to the north. To the north. Eddie Waring. Eddie Waring, the talking trilby. This we're British, no matter where we're from. British and proud of it, aren't we? Yes! Folks, I stand here tonight full of the bulldog spirit and with teeth to match. And I tell you, it's the food, sir. It's the food. It stands to reason the food. That we English, we eat sensible food, like pig's trotters, tripe and chitterlings. But the Germans, they've all got square heads. Too much oxo, that's what it is. Absolutely. And the French, no wonder the French are always romantic. Have you seen those long loaves they're always eating? True. And you wouldn't fancy one of those Spanish fellas, these hot-blooded, these picadors, toreadors, in the front door, out the back door. Scandinavians, big hairy Great Danes with horns growing out of their hats, and bacon sandwiches strapped to their legs. Roaming all round Yorkshire, offering housewives free rashers. No, I have no idea what day is round. My sister, she was engaged to an Eskimo, but she broke it off. And then, of course, she went well. You wouldn't fancy one of those handsome Italians with the black wavy hair, would you go? Creep up behind you when you're doing the sprouts. In Germany, all the men are hers. Very confusing. And The German housewives starch their husband's underpants. That's why they all walk around like that. In Russia, everything ends in off, so you have no chance. That's why I'm saying. Ladies and gentlemen, since we've got so many beautiful ladies in here this evening, I'd like to tell you about my romantic exploits where I go doing all my courting down in the fields where the buttercups all grow. Now Mary Green loves me, and I love her too. We blush when we meet like all true lovers do. Behind the plantation where green meadows run, we spoon in the dark and we have lots of fun. Down in the fields where the buttercups all grow, my sweetheart said I was too bashful and slow, but she changed her mind when I let myself go. Down in the fields where the buttercups all grow. The songsters were greeting the day newly born, the sheep in the meadow, the cows in the corn. And when sheep and cows have been round there a bit, it's not a nice place for a lady to sit. Down in the fields where the buttercups all glow, a cow licking Mary's face tickled her so. She thought it was me and said, don't slobber, Joe. Down in the fields where the buttercups all grow. Down in the fields where the buttercups all grow. A 10-gallon barrel on top of the hill came crashing towards us. My heart, it stood still. But Mary stood bravely, unflinching and true. Her legs were so bandy, the barrel rolled through. Down in the fields where the buttercups all grow, our courtship was swift and our honeymoon slow. The bed was too small, so we both had to go. Down in the fields where the buttercups all together. Down in the fields where the buttercups all grow.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's just time to ask Mr. Ken Dodd to lead the company and ourselves in the last chorus for tonight down at the Old Bull and Bush. Mr. Ken Dodd, the entire company, Mr. Bernard Herrmann, and the entire and inexhaustible orchestra. But this time, chiefly, your